What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button. Well, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you like the video. How about that? This is going to be my VMAs 2 cents 2018. So let me say this. It's not much of a review because I have accepted the fact that I am old. I have accepted the fact that award shows probably are not my lane anymore. I remember being young and watching the that's my alarm clock. I'm already up. I remember watching the American Music Awards and the Grammys and I didn't really have all these other awards back then because I'm old. And I remember my parents not knowing what the fuck was going on. And I remember I knew every song, every word, every lyric, every artist. And then I started getting old. And then I would know most of the artists. Then I would know some of the artists. And I used to actually watch the artists I didn't know because I love music. And I said, well, I'm not really familiar with this artist, but if the music is good, cool. I still remember watching Drops from Jupiter, Train perform Drops of Jupiter on the Grammys years ago. I didn't know who the hell Train was, but that song, it did something to me. I immediately went out, bought the CD, because back then you wasn't downloading music. You was buying CDs. And I've been a fan of Train ever since. So I used to try to give this music a chance. Now, the last couple of years, what I found myself doing is taping it and fast forwarding through all the shit I didn't want to see. So now I know that I'm just too old for this. So I say all of that to say my expectations for this show were not very high. Because I'm already accepting the fact that I'm not going to know half of the artists. I'm not going to know most of what's going on. Some of the jokes I didn't even get. Like, I didn't get that Fifth Harmony joke. I didn't get it. Because I don't think I've ever heard a Fifth Harmony song. I do know who Fifth Harmony is. And I do know there was some drama with them and one of their band members. That's the extent of it. I don't know nobody's name. So when Tiffany Haddish made the joke about Fifth Harmony, I didn't get it. And then when Nikki Minaj checked her on it, I still didn't get it. But I accept that, y'all. I'm cool. Like, I'm really cool with the fact that I don't know. I'm cool with it. So, I didn't expect a lot. So, I can't be disappointed, right? But I do have a few notes. So, let me tell you what my observations were, right? First of all, I really did like the little, I like the fact that there was no host, right? Because then there's no one person to blame when the show ain't shit. Cool. I like I guess it was the opening monologue you would probably call it. I liked how Tiffany had, I didn't say liked, take two. I like how Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart were kind of playing off of each other and they were kind of doing the jokes. I even like, it was a joke, but I think he was serious. Well, he was telling people stop putting them damn tattoos on their face because what if this shit don't work out? Honey, I say it all the time. And even if it does work out, do you really want to be a 60-year-old man with XX 666 under your eye? Like, is that really what you want in your future? But I'm old. Again, I'm old. I think more than 3 or 4 tattoos is a lot, so I'm old. Um, like I said, I think the jokes are funny. Most of them landed, and I think it was better. They have a chemistry because they've been friends for a long time, and they're both really good comedians. And so I thought that was cool. I like the kneeling joke. That was cool. A little shot in the face to Donald Trump. I thought that was cool. But yeah, I like, you know what I mean. That part I did like. That part I enjoyed. My performance of the night outside of JLO, which I'm gonna get to her in a minute. Outside of JLO, my performance of the night is Logic. I thought that was a hell of a performance, a hell of a message. I love the way they did it. I love the symbolism at the end where they had the kids and then they brought out the parents and they reunited the kids and the parents and that whole vivid image of what we are doing to people. You guys, I don't give a fuck what your political standing is. I don't care how you feel about immigration. I have mixed feelings about immigration too. I don't have a one size fits all feeling about immigration. However, this is not about immigration. This is about humanity. This is about just treating people as the human beings that we are. When you start seeing parents being ripped away from their children, and some of these kids are dying, some of these kids are being lost in the system. Parents are already been deported. They may never see their children again. Okay? That is about humanity. That's not about immigration. That's not about making America great again. That is just simply about the humanity of how we treat each other. I'm gonna stop saying that because that's James, but y'all know what I'm saying. But with that being said, that performance did the most to me, or for me, I should say. on a social level. And again, I know who Logic is. Actually, one of my students introduced me to Logic. Shout out to my baby. When I worked at the juvenile detention center, I would play music sometimes for the kids, and sometimes I would let them put in requests after I vetted, because some of their requests was stuff that I was like, hell no, I ain't never playing it. But after I vetted the artists, I would play some of the music, the clean versions or whatever, and it was an incentive to get them to do their work, because I'm dealing with kids who have bigger issues than doing my classwork, right? So anyway, and one of my students asked me, did I know who Logic was? And I had heard the name Logic, but I wasn't familiar with a lot of Logic's music. And he introduced me to Logic. So shout out to my student for bringing me something, teaching this old dog some new tricks. So I do enjoy Logic. Anyway, back to this. So that was my best performance of the night. Nikki's performance, it was okay. I mean, it was okay. Like, I don't think it was horrible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my God, Nikki, what the hell? Like, I'm not thinking that. Like, I don't think it's a horrible, I don't think it was a horrible performance. Clearly, her fans had been listening to that music over and over and over again, because they knew every song, lyric, word, and I'm sure that most of that music was off of her new album, which I still have not heard, so I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure it is off her new album. She looked like she ran out of breath at one point, and I mean, you know, you a rapper and you trying to move around and stuff, so that happens. But it did look like she ran out of breath at one point. It looked like she kind of messed up her. I don't want to say a lip sync, because I don't think she was lip syncing. I think there was some things that had a background track to it. For a couple of times her lips didn't match the background track, but I don't think she was lip syncing. Her whole performance. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between lip syncing and just having a background track. So, whatever. But it was okay. It was okay. Like, now I do this one thing I do have a problem with. All right, so I heard this when I was looking at like different reviews of her album, Barbie Tings or whatever that's called. That's a playoff of Dreams by Notorious B.I.G. and Lil Kim, right? If I'm correct, y'all correct me. So, once again, the same person you don't want to give any type of homage to, any credit to, any type of respect to, you still using her shit. Regardless of who wrote Dreams, because I'm pretty certain Biggie wrote it. Regardless who wrote it, who is known for being on that album or that track or whatever we calling it these days with Biggie? Fucking Lil Kim. You don't think of Dreams without thinking about Lil Kim. You don't. You think about, you know, Biggie and what he said, but you think about Lil Kim. So anyway, I just don't get it. And again, I said this in my roundup video, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm done with I'm almost done with Nicki Minaj. You want disrespect. You're upset because you feel like people are not respecting you and bowing down to you and treating you like the queen that you feel that you are. But yet, you built your career on disrespecting the queens that came before you. And so, you know, karma's a bitch. What goes around comes around, however you want to word that or talk about it. I didn't like her outfit. I didn't. Now, some people thought it was great, and that's fine for those some people, but I didn't like it. Cardi, I love the shade. I love Cardi. Y'all know I love me some Cardi B. Y'all know I love Cardi B. Y'all know I do. And I was happy to see her get Artist of the Year. I was hoping, well, new Artist of the Year. I was hoping she would get, it was another award that she didn't win. But she won that, and I think that, I mean, you know, she was nominated for a lot, and unfortunately, usually the ones that get nominated for the most, for whatever reason, usually end up getting shafted. I don't know what that's about. But she did walk away with an award, and she was like, you know, people thought I was ruining my career, but here I am. And I'm gonna give you that, boo. Although you did admit that this shit was harder than you thought it was gonna be, but I respect the fact that you're admitting it. You're not trying to do too much. You're not trying to overdo it, and you're doing what your body is allowing you to do, and I can respect that. What the fuck was wrong with her dress though? Why she couldn't walk up there to get her award? Like, what was going on with her train? I don't know what that was, Cardi. I don't know. But she'd had 3 wardrobe changes that I saw, and I loved all 3. I thought she looked very classy. I thought she looked very nice. You know, The wig, the makeup, the jewelry. I loved it. I thought she looked really nice. And her acceptance speech I thought was on point. You know, Nikki Minaj is talking about, and other DJs are talking about how Cardi's record company bought her album sales and bought her number one hits. And Cardi was like, you know, my fans love me and you can't buy that, bitch. The shade of it all. But I love it. I love it. Alright, so now we're down to the last two things on my list. I didn't really mean to talk this long, but it is what it is. Um Jennifer motherfucking Lopez. Now I try not to curse. Well, I that's a lie. I be cursing, but I try not to curse a lot. But I'm about to curse. These next two segments, I'm about to curse. So if you're done listening, if it's going to offend you, go ahead and hit the pause. But I'm about to curse. Jennifer motherfucking. Let me tell y'all something about Jennifer Lopez. You can say what the fuck you want to say about her singing ability. You can say what the fuck you want to say about her acting ability. You can say what the fuck you want to say about her questionable choice in men sometimes. But what you can't say, won't say, and will never ever be able to fix your lips to say is that that bitch don't give you a performance. Jennifer Lopez is 75 years old. And she was dancing around that stage like she was 10. Yeah, she was lip syncing. Who gives a fuck? Well, she was lip syncing through some of it. Some of it she did try to sing. Jennifer said, MTV, I know I wasn't your first choice for this Vanguard Award. I know that y'all wasn't really checking for me, but let me show you why you should have gave it to me and why I deserve it. We were all wishing that maybe a Missy Elliott or some other people would have got the award first, because when you're talking about a video Vanguard, then you're talking about videos that make you remember, videos that make you think. Now, to be honest with you, JLO's videos don't really do a whole lot for me as far as from that. When you start thinking about a Missy Elliott or some of these other people who put out, I even heard somebody talk about a Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes gave you stories. You know what I mean? He gave you many movies. But when you talk about putting on a show, she gave y'all 15 to 20 minutes of non-stop music, wardrobe changes, choreography that's on point, a melody of music, songs, new songs, old songs, songs you forgot she even made. Bitch, JLO tore that thing down. Just like that year when New Edition did the was it the BET Awards, where they had New Edition come out, and then they had the New Edition from the movie, the young ones, and then the old ones, and then all of them was on stage together. They should have ended it there. They should have ended that shit after JLO got her Vanguard Award. They should have ended it. That shit was on point. Do you hear me? Honey. And then her acceptance speech, one thing I always loved about Jennifer Lopez, even in her, back in her heyday when she was doing 500 different things, the one thing I always loved about her was that she was a hustler, and she was always looking for different ways to do things. And again, you may not always agree or like her acting and all that other stuff, but a lot of what remember, a lot of these movies and TV shows that Jennifer Lopez did, she's not just acting, she's executive producing, she's creator. That World of Dance show that she does, that's her show. She's not just the host, that is her show. Shades of Blue, that is her show. Her and Benny Medina been kicking ass for years. I love her acceptance speech, what she said about her kids, her mom, A-Rod. It was just everything. It was everything. And honestly, I was ready to turn it off after that, especially with what happened after that. But honey, JLo gave it to y'all. And if y'all didn't like that performance, or you couldn't appreciate that performance, or you don't love yourself, no JLo, I don't know what to tell you. You just hating for no damn reason. For as much as I'm not a Beyonce fan, I'll never take away when Beyonce give me a performance. Now, I don't always like Beyonce's performances, and the Beehive be like, what? That was the best performance ever. I don't always agree, but there are some performances that Beyonce has put on that I forever have been like, you bitch. I will always remember when she performed Ring the Alarm. I want to say it was on the VMAs. When that album first dropped and she did Ring the Alarm, and she came out there in that red trench coat with them daggone thigh-high red boots. Honey, I will always remember that performance. She did the damn thing. Huh. JLo gave it to y'all last night. I don't have no more words left. With her damn Versace. Huh. Versace had a good night last night. We had DJ Khaled and his family was in Versace. Somebody else was in Versace. JLO had the Versace going. It was somebody else that had on Versace. I can't remember who it was now. Then she brought up Ja Rule. And it's funny because I saw Ja Rule in the audience and I was wondering the whole time. I said, now is she going to bring Ja Rule up and do something with Ja Rule? I was wondering if she was going to do it. But she did. She did. She played a little bit of her LL thing. I ain't hit a Fat Joe joint. Anyway, so that's my JLo. So Logic was my best performance. JLo gave it to me as far as what I said social, but as far as getting me going and had me in this place rocking, JLo did it. She did it. I ain't mean to talk this long about the VMAs, y'all, but I'm about to end it here. Here goes some more cussing. Let me take a breath first. What in all that is right and holy in this world was Madonna doing? What in the fuck was that? Now, I told y'all in my roundup video, what I tell y'all in my roundup video, I said, you never gonna make everybody happy when you try to do a tribute because it's always gonna, people always gonna have their opinion. But what I said is that what I don't want is some thrown together shit. Now, MTV, I get it. Y'all have 4 days to put something together. I would rather y'all have done like a 3 or 4, like a montage than what the fuck y'all did. That was some bullshit. That last night was an insult to me and everybody and everything that loves Aretha Franklin. What the fuck was that, Madonna? Let me tell y'all something. Madonna was always very self-centered. Okay, Madonna was always, nobody's gonna sit here and tell me you can go all the way back to Desperately Seeking Susan, Borderline. I was there. I remember the first time I heard Madonna on the radio because I told y'all I'm old. Okay, so I remember the first time, I think it was Lucky Star. It was the first Madonna song I ever heard on the radio. So I go back with Madonna. And I used to fuck with Madonna. Don't get it twisted now. I likes Madonna. But Madonna has always loved Madonna. Always loved Madonna. And this bullshit last night was the epitome, the epitome, the peak of her loving herself. How do you tell a 6-minute story about yourself when you're supposed to be giving a tribute to Aretha Franklin? Ain't nobody need to know that you lived in a crack house. Ain't nobody need to know that you were struggling. Ain't nobody need to know that, you was barely eating. Nobody need to know nothing about your trip to Paris and you coming back because you felt like you was living too good. What kind of bullshit is that? I was living too good, so I came back to be poor. Bitch, that's the dumbest shit I done ever fucking heard in my life. Don't nobody do no shit like that. I was living too good in Paris, so I came back to New York to be poor and starve. How that even... That story don't even make no sense. Much less it wasn't appropriate. If you want to talk about the fact that you went on an audition and the fact that you were such an Aretha Franklin fan and so in love with Aretha Franklin that you sang her song and that song is what got you over in that audition, that's a 2-minute story. If you make it about Aretha Franklin. If you make it about what Aretha Franklin did, all you had, first of all, we all know your fucking origin story. Everybody know the fuck you came from Detroit to New York to be a famous dancer and it didn't work out and you stumbled into music. Everybody knows that story. Maybe the young kids don't know, but who the fuck cares what the young kids know? They don't know nothing. All you had to say was you were on an audition while you were a starving artist in New York City. That would have been the end of the rest of that. MTV, y'all need y'all asses kicked. Because then y'all should have just pulled... Y'all need y'all asses kicked for that. I know she Madonna. And I know that she might have walked in there and said that's what she wanted to do. And y'all ain't want to tell her no because y'all got Madonna to do a VMAs. Like maybe that's how y'all even got her to show up. I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about what the fuck she had on. Because that's between her and her stylist, God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But that was disrespectful. It was offensive. It was self-centered. And it wasn't even good. Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to think about Madonna singing Natural Woman. Ever. Ever. In the shower. Y'all fast forwarded through it. So, I did enjoy Aerosmith at the end. I like Aerosmith. I enjoyed their little set. But yeah, I didn't mean to talk for 20 minutes about the VMAs. I didn't think I had that much to say, but clearly I did. But that shit pissed me off. That last, I'm glad I waited and didn't do it last night, because if I'd done it last night, it probably would have been a 20-minute rant on just Madonna. So I was able to cut it down to 3 minutes. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about them VMAs. I'm about to run out. It's in between rainstorms. This rain. Ugh. Anyway. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.